we're going to do some examples here. Some of them are with parallel lines, some of them are from before. So as I said earlier, we need to remember all our reasons. So first one, we have to find the angle and give a reason. And give a reason for it for each one. And we can see these are vertically opposite angles, so that's our reason. Vertically opposite angles. I'm being very lazy here. There's not much space. So the vertically opposite angles, and this is 38 degrees. Again, if there's more than one angle that you need to find, normally we would do this alphabetical order. So I'm going to find angle A first, and that's a vertically opposite angle, and that would be 57. Now angle B, this is where a lot of people tend to focus on the fact that there are angles at a point. However, if we just focus on this being a straight line, I can see that these two angles would add up to 180, and that's a much faster way of calculating it rather than having to assume that this one is the same as B. So we would use our angles for a straight line. Literally I'm writing straight line, but please don't get into that habit. Please put the full reason. Okay, so these are angles on a straight line, and it would be 180 subtract 57. So angle B is 123. Okay, next one. Angle A is, oops. Okay, something's happening. Okay, so angle A is on a straight line, and so angle A and 120 add up to 180. So 180 subtract 120. Oops. 180 subtract 120 gives us 60. So we know that angle A is 60, and that's a straight line. Angle B is vertically opposite, so that's a vertically opposite reason, and that's 120. And then C you could also do as vertically opposite, and that would be 60. Okay, next one, angle A, again straight line, these two add up to 180. I'm hoping we wouldn't need the calculator for this one. 180 take away 80 gives 100, and that's a straight line reason. You can then say angles A and B are vertically opposite, so angle B is 100 degrees as well. Again, angle A is on a straight line with 35, and so 180 subtract 35 gives us 145, and that's a straight line. Angle B is vertically opposite the 35. Angle C, you've got a choice, vertically opposite or on a straight line. It doesn't really matter which one, but that's 145, so I'll leave that reason blank. You can choose which one you would like. F, as soon as we see parallel lines, they're the reasons that we should go to first of all, even though they're not the only reasons that could be involved. But seeing as we're only asked to find one angle, it's probably going to be alternate, corresponding, or co-interior. Now I can see that the angle they've given us here is 50. This angle here is on the same side of the transverse and are both above the parallel lines. So these are corresponding. And that means that A is 50. Okay. As I've said before, if you're doing more than one angle, normally we would do alphabetical first. So we can see my parallel lines are here. The 40 and the A are both on the same side of the transverse, both above the parallel lines. So that's 40, and they are corresponding angles. And we can then see that A and B are on a straight line. Okay, so that's a straight line. And then B must be 140 degrees. That's 180, take away 40. Okay, next one, angle A is on a straight line with the 120. So angle A is 60. Oh gosh, all. So that's 60, and that's a straight line reason. Angle A is then corresponding to angle B, and so angle B is 60. And then angle B and C are also on a straight line, and so that is 120. Next one, A and 42 are vertically opposite, and so angle A is 42. So as you can see, we've got parallel lines, but they haven't been used to find angle A. However, once we know that A is 42, we can see that A and C are both sides of the transverse, both the same side of the transverse line, and both underneath the parallel line, so that it's a corresponding angle. Oops, and so that is 42. And then we can see that B and C are on a straight line. So that's a straight line. And that gives us 180 subtract 42 gives us 138. Okay, the next one, this is where I would break my rules here. Normally I would say alphabetical order, but actually I would suggest it's easier to find D before it is to find A. Given that we've only been given one angle on this diagram, and the D and the AT are corresponding, and so D is 80. We can then go alphabetical order. So A and D are on a straight line, and so A would be 100. B and A are on a straight line, or D and B are vertically opposite. So that's 80, and then A and C are vertically opposite, so that is 100. If you do calculate these in a different order than alphabetical, it's always a good idea to indicate which one you've found first, so list them in the order that you found them. Which again, on this one, I would probably, given that this is a 25 and that's the only angle we've been given, I would suggest probably finding C first is the easiest option. So we can see that 25 and C are corresponding, and that means that C is 25. Then I can do A, which is vertically opposite, which is also 25. And I can see that C and B, or A and B, either add up to 180. So 180 subtract 25 gives 155. And so that's a straight line. Next one, the 124 and the A are on opposite sides of the transverse line, so these are alternate angles, and that makes that 124. And then A and B are on a straight line, so they would add up to 180. So 180 subtract 124 is 56, and that's a straight line. Okay, A and 37 are corresponding, are corresponding angles, so that's 37. You've got a choice here. You can either do angles on a straight line, or you can recognize that B and 37 are co-interior. Either way, they would add up to 180. So we've got 180 minus 37 to give 143. Okay, so you can have co-interior, or you can have on a straight line. And then C is a straightforward vertically opposite angle, so it's 37. Here we have 56 and E. I would probably find B first. So we would do 180. 180 subtract 56 gives 124 on that straight line. Here we actually have to find a missing angle before we can find any of the others. So you've got a choice here. I can see that this angle here is 56. Its corresponding angle here would be 56. So we have to list that because we've used it as a reason. We've used corresponding angles first. Then I can say that that's vertically opposite to A. So to find or calculate angle A, we've actually used two different reasons, so we must list them both. Then once we've got that, we can find C pretty easily, angles on a straight line, and that would be 124. Okay, last one, A and 20 is on a straight line, so that makes this 160, and that's a straight line. You've then got 20 and, oh sorry, we're doing B first, next. 20 and B, they're co-interior, so that's 180 subtract 20, so that's 160. And then you've got a choice here. You can either do B and C are on a straight line, or that 20 and C are alternate. Either way, you end up with C is 20, and you can write whichever reason you wish there.